Every game begins the same way.
Intro, hello, O's Nation. Welcome back to Orioles Fan Central. Before we dive into this bombshell that just dropped on the baseball world, I need you to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We are covering every detail of this critical offseason, and you won't want to miss any exclusive updates on the future of Baltimore. Subscribe now and let's go on this journey to the title together. I've been tracking the behind-the-scenes chatter on this deal for the last 48 hours, and my friends, what happened Tuesday night is the kind of move that defines a front office's legacy. The Baltimore Orioles and the Los Angeles Angels pulled the trigger on a one-for-one trade that is shaking up the market. Our starting pitcher, Grayson Rodriguez, is heading to the West Coast, while slugger Taylor Ward is landing right here at Camden Yards. Let's be direct and analyze this with the coolness of someone who knows the numbers and the hallways of the MLB offices. This isn't just a talent swap, it is a drastic philosophical shift under the new ownership of David Rubenstein. Analyzing my sources and the current context, Grayson Rodriguez's departure is an emotional blow, but statistically understandable, albeit risky. Rodriguez, once the jewel of our pitching crown, missed the entire 2025 season due to a concerning elbow injury. The medical department and the front office seem to have assessed that the risk of recurrence or a lackluster return outweighed the value of keeping him under team control until 2029. However, I have to be honest with you, trading a young arm with years of control for a hitter who will be a free agent soon is a move that puts us in a delicate situation, to say the least. This signals that the championship window is now, not tomorrow. Looking at what we received, Taylor Ward is not a consolation prize. He is a legitimate weapon. We are talking about a player who, even on a mediocre Angels team, managed to rack up 61 home runs and 178 RBIs over the last two seasons, 2024-2025. He brings that middle-of-the-order power that we so lacked in crucial moments. However, Ward's arrival creates an immediate paradox. Our rotation, which already suffered from Corbin Burns leaving for free agency after 2024, now has a Texas-sized hole in it. Yes, Trevor Rogers was phenomenal with his 1.81 ERA in 15 starts, a true find, but relying solely on him to lead the staff is reckless. My internal analysis suggests that this trade is merely phase one of a larger plan. Speaking with people connected to the league, it becomes clear that Baltimore wouldn't make this move if they weren't preparing the ground and the checkbook for free agency. The front office knows they traded future Rodriguez until 2029 for present, Ward until 2026. If they don't bring in an ace to replace Grayson, the grade for this trade, which I currently classify as a B, will drop drastically. The pressure now falls entirely on Rubenstein's ability to spend money. We are talking about a high-stakes gamble, sacrificing pitching depth in the hope that Ward's offense compensates, while praying the pitching market saves us. It's a bold move, typical of those who want to win, but it leaves the fan with their heart in their hands. Now let's flip the lens and look at what this means for the market and our trade partner, the Los Angeles Angels. I have to admit, from an asset management perspective, the Angels made a masterstroke, deserving a solid A grade. They took an asset that was depreciating for them, Ward, who would be a free agent after 2026 and likely wouldn't re-sign, and turned him into a pitcher with elite potential controlled until the end of the decade. Even with Rodriguez's injury history, for a team like the Angels, who saw Mike Trout enter decline and desperately needs a future in the rotation, it's the perfect risk. They already secured Yusei Kikuchi, who delivered a solid 3.99 ERA, and now they add Rodriguez. They are building a sustainable rotation by trading pieces that wouldn't be part of their next winning team. For us, the Orioles, the reality is much more urgent. Rodriguez's departure throws us directly into the lion's den of free agency. It is no longer an option. It is an existential necessity. With the current rotation, we will not survive the American League East. My contacts indicate that the focus must now turn aggressively to names like Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, or the Japanese star Tatsuya Imai. If the plan is to put Ward in left field to crush the ball, we need someone on the mound to ensure those runs count. Trading Rodriguez, ironically, frees up a spot on the long-term payroll, but demands immediate and heavy spending. Let's talk numbers and trends. Ward brings a slugging percentage that perfectly complements our young core, but he has a short shelf life with us. If we don't extend him after 2026, we will have rented a player for 2 years at the cost of 6 or 7 years of a starting pitcher. This is why Baltimore's strategy needs to be aggressive. We can no longer operate with the small market mentality that plagued us for decades. The Rubenstein era promised change, and this trade is the trial by fire. If we manage to sign a Dylan Cease, for example, the rotation stabilizes and the offense becomes one of the most feared in the league with the addition of Ward. However, there is the nightmare scenario I need to address as an impartial analyst. What if we don't get the elite pitcher? What if we enter 2026 with Trevor Rogers and a series of question marks, having shipped off Rodriguez? The impact of that decision would be catastrophic for fan confidence. The trend shows that teams who sell injured young pitchers often regret it when those arms blossom elsewhere. See historical cases in the MLB. Therefore, my read is clear. This trade is not complete. It is a preamble. The Baltimore Orioles have purposely backed themselves into a corner to force an aggressive attitude in the market. It is an all-or-nothing strategy. Ward improves our offense today, but Rodriguez's absence leaves a scar on the defense that only money can heal. To summarize this seismic move, we traded the long-term potential and contract control of Grayson Rodriguez for the immediate and necessary firepower of Taylor Ward's bat. It is a classic win-now gamble, but one that leaves us dangerously exposed in the starting rotation if there are no subsequent high-level signings. The front office removed the safety net. Now they need to show us they can fly. And now I want to hear from you, the passionate Orioles fan. Do you think it was worth giving up years of Grayson Rodriguez's control for 2 guaranteed seasons of Taylor Ward's firepower? Or is the front office underestimating our need for pitching? Leave your honest opinion in the comments below. I read and reply to everyone. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The off-season is just heating up, and as soon as the next signing is announced, and it must be announced, I'll be here to break it all down with you. Let's go O's.